Benzedrex is a propylhexedrine-based inhaler used in the treatment of nasal congestion, alternatively named N-alpha-dimethyl cyclohexylethylamine, or more colloquially put, stovetop meth. Nasal decongestants treat rhinitis, colds, allergies, and sinusitis. To recap, rhinitis is the inflammation of the nasal mucous membranes. This inflammation is mediated by pro-inflammatory cytokines, histamine, nitric oxide, and leukotriene release. Propylhexedrine is a sympathomimetic and exerts its nasal decongestive effects by alpha-1 adrenergic agonism. This results in the constriction of said dilated arterioles in the nasal mucosa. Therefore, this causes a decreased airway resistance. Benzedrex has been particularly popular amongst individuals seeking psychoactive effects legally. As a side note, if you ever find yourself wanting to research something in a less academic manner, or if you decide to be your own pharmacodynamic research subject, I recommend taking a gander over at bluelight.org. Remember, legal highs are uncontrolled psychoactive substances with abuse potential. So, how and why is this nasal decongestant abused? The abuse potential stems from propylhexedrine being a methamphetamine analog. Looking at their structures may elucidate this. Whilst I'm no chemist, it's clear we can see the only difference in chemical structure here is the cyclohexane ring in propylhexedrine is replaced with a benzene ring in methamphetamine. As stated on psychonautwiki.org, anecdotal reports describe the high similar to that of amphetamine or low-dose methamphetamine. These effects include euphoria, increased libido, disinhibition, memory enhancements, increased appreciation for music, thought acceleration, increased focus, and stimulation. The negative effects, too, are mediated primarily by the sympathetic nervous stimulation and include headache, tachycardia, mydriasis, xerostomia, diaphoresis, bruxism, erectile dysfunction, dehydration, hypothermia, severe vasoconstriction, hypertension, and stimulant-induced psychosis. Over on r/Benzedrex, yes, there is a subreddit dedicated to the recreational Benzedrex use. Users describe the euphoria on higher doses like that experienced with MDMA usage. The mechanism of action isn't fully understood, but as other stimulants are known to inhibit the reuptake of catecholamines including norepinephrine, dopamine, and 5-hydroxytryptamine, it is said that this increases synaptic cleft concentrations of said monoamines. Propylhexedrine also interferes with VMAT2, the vesicular monoamine active transporter within the presynaptic neurons, and this is important for repackaging neurotransmitters. Hence, this action further increases their release. How do users take it? The laziest method of extraction involves dismantling the inhaler, removal of the cotton pledget, and either consumption of the cotton, which is strongly advised against, as this can cause gastrointestinal blockage, or placing the cotton in an acidic drink and letting it sit to aid dissolution, and then drink the solution. This oral ingestion is done because propylhexedrine is rapidly absorbed from the gastrointestinal tract. For those clandestine chemists, not really, but for those who for some reason would rather opt for intravenous administration, the preparation is more arduous and a great deterrent. This usually involves dissolving the propylhexedrine base with hydrochloric acid to produce propylhexedrine hydrochloride, which can be cooked and injected. Propylhexedrine associated deaths have been related to various pathologies, including but not limited to pulmonary hypertension and ventricular hypertrophy. As with all psychomotor stimulants, use is contraindicated with other stimulants. Failure to adhere to this could result in excessive release of norepinephrine and 5-hydroxytryptamine, and thus hypertensive crisis and/or serotonin syndrome respectively. There have been few cases of myocardial infarction noted. Withdrawal or come-down effects are the same as those experienced with regular amphetamine use, and include anxiety, anorexia, irritability, thought deceleration, depression, and insomnia.